got to go back to your school and insist that you be better prepared to go out in the world.
Tell your friends and your family that it's all good.
Well, that's what happens. Let me get this. All right. Got the new stream posted. Let's give people a little bit of time to get in. Oops. Oops. Yeah, it gave me the copyright warning and I thought I'd jump through it. Sorry about that. We won't mess around with the copyright gods anymore. How's everybody doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. And I know that if you're from another country, that today is just Thursday. So happy Thursday. Appreciate you guys coming in. All right, we got 6, 7. Well, hell, sorry about that, guys. Really am. And happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. Sorry about that. Well, hell, we got 7 people that have come over. Well, it was just going to be a short one. I was going to jump in and do one quick story. And then jump over to the Cowboys game. But I had something I wanted to share with y'all, and I just blew that all to hell. Sorry about that. That's some bullshit. Interesting video by Tyler today. I guess we can go ahead and jump into it. I really enjoyed his video today, and it's something that I've been thinking about for, well, about the last 3 weeks, if you guys couldn't tell from the last few streams that we've done. I'm kind of along the same mindset as Tyler was today. Hey, I think we're getting close. It might go a little longer, but I think we're getting close. But then again, who knows, right? It's all a gamble, but somebody sent me a message last night. It was very sweet, but because they asked, oh, are you still in this one? I'm like, no, I sold at this price. And they were like, you must start a channel on when to sell. And my response to him was, my signal is when all of a sudden I'm having trouble sleeping without thinking about it. If now, a good number of times that's worked out for me. A good number of times I've watched the rocket go off, and that's okay. Profit is profit. More profit is better. But yeah, you can't be too greedy. And whenever I go to bed and I don't feel right, I come down and I close out of a position. And sometimes it's been a good move and sometimes it hadn't. But well, we're going to talk about some things in a real general sense here. But we got 11 people in here. Let me share with you. 2 weeks ago during the stream, we talked about Saul Alinsky and what was going on with inflation. Last week, hey Craig, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Those that were there, I had that copyright warning, and that's the reason I fast forwarded through that WKRP thing, but I had posted it earlier and it as a test, and it said, okay, you can't monetize it, but it didn't block it. This one kicked me out. So I guess it's different during the stream. But like I said, we talked about inflation. We talked about Saul Alinsky and how the goal of some is to collapse the system by putting the weight of the entire system on it. Last week, we talked about Tether and the IMF warning El Salvador not to go on the Bitcoin currency as their standard, or that they may not get the loan. And then we saw basically Tether, Bitfinex, jump in and guarantee them a loan. Now, this is already after there's already a Tether lawsuit that we know is going to be coming. Yeah, I think we've got time. All I'm saying is, for me, whenever I figure out, okay, where's all my money? If I'm too spread out, for me, when I think it's maybe time, I start consolidating just to make it easier. But yeah, for me, I think you're right. Stick to the plan. I think 3 months at the most, but I don't want to be playing musical chairs with much fewer chairs in the game, if that makes sense. But I something that I tweeted about the other day, and something that Tyler mentioned in his in his video today. I'm sorry, I thought I had this all queued up. Here we go. And I tweeted this. I said, yeah, y'all guys follow me, Scotty P 1063 over on Twitter. There, I hate to be that guy, but there, I'm that guy. Enlarge these pics and read this shit, because, and Tyler referred to it. And I'm going to start reading this, and I'm going to keep an eye on the screen to see where this lines up on the screen. Because it, the letter starts off to directed at Tether, and then it basically talks about all stable coins, but then it comes right back and says, yeah, so we're talking about all of you, but hey, Tether. Basically what they want is they want backup. Hey, you know what? It's supposed to be originally minted in exchange for US dollar. That's why we want to be involved. And where do they get the backing to be minted? Now, they're minted with backing of all kinds of other dubious ways right now. But one thing I thought was really funny, the President's Working Group on Financial Markets, hereforth to be known as the PWG, always got to have a meeting to talk about shit. And they're asking some very, 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 very specific questions. And they are all definitely directed specifically at Tether. But if you look at who all was at this meeting, I mean, this last week, they were talking about opening up the emergency oil funds from the emergency reserve. And they asked the chick in charge, they said, well, how much oil do Americans use on a daily basis? And she goes, well, I don't have access to that information. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. What's your fucking job? And they sent you out here to the microphone to talk about this, and you don't have that information? Huh, interesting. So if it's those people and Janet Yellen, who we've been talking about, whose opinions are going to be included in this, I'm a little scared. Congress, the same people that sent us the guy that was afraid that Guam might turn over if we sent too many soldiers there. So now that's the bad news. The good news is it's Congress. And unless it's impeaching the previous president, they don't move fast about anything. So is this just saber rattling? Or by the time they actually do a cotton pick, splice here, let's try that again. Or before they have the time to do a cotton picking thing about it, is it already going to be over? You know, last week we were talking about them thumbing their nose in these same guys' face by giving El Salvador the bond to be paid in tethers. It was like they said, come on, shoot at us. So maybe they know it's almost time that it's over, and they're like, y'all hurry up because we want to take a big short position and short this bitch all the way down to the ground. What do y'all think of that? Let me come over and see what you guys think. Hey, MPC, you're a Texan now. Salute! Hey, Doobie. Yep, don't be too greedy. That's the lesson. And, another thing I want to talk to you about here. You just missed. No, I'm not my daughter wasn't coming over, and I didn't feel like going through all that cooking just for me, so I did ribeyes and blackened snapper. The snapper was from my Destin trip. Yeah, it's still incredible. Absolutely crazy good stuff. I'm just not a, Thanksgiving food guy unless there's a whole lot of people to visit with. It's on ADIP. I'll get some of it if it comes down to, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Sand? Metaverse. Hey, did y'all see? That NFTs is Colin Dictionary's 2021 Word of the Year. For the record, it's an acronym, right? But the Word of the Year. However, one of the other words that finished in the top whatever was metaverse. The word metaverse, which I thought was cool. Yeah, I've been watching the price on Remark. You can't have chips on every table in the casino. You just can't. Evergrande is a black swan in the background. Yep. And stick to the plan. That's the more that I've been thinking about it, over this last month, the more I've been consolidating. You need to make some choices as we come to the end of this cycle. What are you going to do? Are you just going to stable up the whole time? One thing that those of you who have not been through a bear market, the one thing that you will have the hardest time with is understanding that you cannot will the market to change directions. You'll want it to, you'll buy in thinking, all right, it can't go any lower than this. Only 3 days later to have your heart smashed into a million pieces. So when we do go into that period, you guys be patient. Be patient. But being patient on the front side of it also, as you start thinking about consolidating, whether it's in March or whether it's next month. How many of those positions are in staking positions that take 30 days to get unstaked? Maybe the portion that you're not planning on holding all the way through the bear market, maybe you make sure at the very least that those are unstaked. Just a thought, not financial advice, But I would certainly, I don't like the smell of it. This whole thing with the Senate letter, look what's happened to Dorsey. Look what's happened to Zuckerberg. They get called out in front of Congress. They testify. They wag their finger at them. And then they come back the next quarter and they do it all over again. But nothing ever changes. So I don't think that the Senate thing is going to have anything to do with it. But I do believe with what you said here, my brother, about the Evergrande thing being a black swan in the background. All those things, especially if Tether is backed up by a lot of that, which they are. Free landing competitions. What else? Was in The Hague a few weeks ago. Oh, beautiful. Appreciate the advice. I don't know what advice, but you're welcome. But I don't give advice. I just give my opinion. From Serbia, so English is not my first language. Hey, you got nothing to worry about. It's on, Cardano. Hey, Jonah. Now, something else that I thought funny and also tied into what we were talking about. And Dr. Ed mentioned this last weekend because he thought this is where I was going, was talking about Hillary Clinton. Now, the president's and vice president's approval ratings are so low that they try to keep them out of the newspaper as much as possible. But why she would think anybody cares what she has to say, I don't know. And she's with Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, one of the smallest viewerships. So again, who cares? But it's a call for them to start regulating and to make sure that they're doing the taxing. But then, hey, it's not about you little guys. Look, we're not after you. We just don't want China and Russia manipulating you. What Ronald Reagan say? Those words Americans hate to hear the most is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Oh my. Oh my. So, but it reminded me, and I was thinking about this the other day. You know how they had those decision trees, right? Where, what's the answer to this question? Yes. And then it asks this, what's the answer here? Yes. And then, supposedly it's supposed to give you infinite amounts of directions that you might go to figure out what the closest thing to your answer might be. But the way that they're doing it now, they really only give you two options. And then once you go past the second option, they've already got you, all right, here, we hate you. And this, that there's really no way to have any further conversation, if that makes sense. Interesting. Well, I'm looking over here on the content page. It says ineligible for monetization. However, they chopped me off, man. Interesting. Huh. I don't know how I'm already getting the bots have started the reporting already. All right, sorry, I'm back. But I guess again, what we're seeing is we're seeing government trying to do and put as much pressure on cryptocurrencies and those people involved with it in any way, shape, or form to put the pressure on you where you just think it's not worth the effort anymore. If that makes sense. That's what it appears like to me. I don't know. I know I don't like the looks of it, but like I said, I think that what we're going to see is the Tether folks put a big old short on it right before it is over. ADA Echo will run. I didn't really have that much, and then having that other stream ended kind of threw me off track. So I apologize for that. One thing I wanted to share with you, and I guess we'll stick to the personal stuff, is something I wrote here and I pinned as a tweet. Am I on that? Yes, I am. And this is for a friend. They were talking about something that she wanted to do with a bucket list. Now, she's not that old, but she kept saying bucket list, bucket list. And I said, well, what's on your list? And the list was so vast that she could really only name like 4 or 5 things. And my point is this. I think every single one of you, what you ought to do and don't wait till New Year's Day, because New Year's resolutions never come true, because we're always telling ourselves, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, instead of I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But I'm going to make a challenge to you. If you're here in America, you can go down to Walgreens and get one, but go get you a little bitty journal. And what are your ideas? What are your thoughts? What are the things that you want to do this year? What is your bucket list? If you're not financially independent right now and are able to go in and tell the boss, fuck you, I'm out of here. Okay, well, you missed your shot this bull run. Okay, that's cool. Be ready for the next one. That's the goal. Is to be able to be financially independent and start working on this list. But even before you are to that point, you need to be doing stuffs on the bucket list, and make sure that you write it down, because once you put it in writing, it's more than a dream, it's a plan. And then start putting that plan into action. Enough of this, hey, well, under the circumstances, it's this, it's that. Get out from underneath the circumstances and you drive the train. But don't wait to New Year's Day to start writing down the things that you're going to do next week, next month, next year, while you still can. Do it now. Do it now. Don't wait till New Year's Day, because those fall through anyway. What else? What else? What else? Oh, this is cool. I think I've shared this with you before. I think I told you when we were talking about the space coins a couple of weeks ago that I said I had a kind of a sentimental relationship with SpaceX because it's kind of close to my house. And my buddy sent a message, SpaceX must be heating the peanut oil to deep fry some big-ass turkeys this evening. 2 long, loud rocket motor burns tonight. And when they do those, man, the whole state shakes. It's a whole lot of funny. To consolidate blacksmith is, if I'm in this many coins, I want to be in this many coins. And if I'm in this many coins, for me, I'm shrinking the number of projects that I'm in. Me, not financial advice. Maybe I'm closing the wrong ones first, if that makes sense. Is Matic going to be the life draft along with Bitcoin? No. Let's find out what Magic 8 Ball says. And here, I'm not going to write that whole thing. Blah, blah, blah. Matic, blah, blah, blah. Magic 8 Ball says. Oh, okay, I stand corrected. Magic 8 Ball says it is decidedly so. All right, so all in. Magic 8 Ball says all in. But really, the answer is no. Do you know, and this was something that I was thinking about. I'm sorry you kind of get my my mind wandering. as I try to tie in what we talked about here just a little bit, the Senate, but really the last two streams. You know, there's a lot of people that have been here since the very beginning that are fundamentalists. They absolutely believe in why Bitcoin is big, and they're big in the why. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And am I that way? Yeah. However, for the first 2 years I was in it, I kept saying, yeah, but probably not in my lifetime. If that makes sense, probably not in my lifetime. But now, I certainly think that it might be something. It certainly seems like the current administration is out to hasten that call, which may very well what's going on in the real world might have something to do with why this particular run may last a little bit longer. Again, we talked about inflation. We talked about the price of gas. As long as the price of gas goes up, the price of everything that's delivered by gas goes up. That's from vegetables to diapers to this to that. Is this hyperinflation that we're seeing right now, which is finally starting to be addressed, even dismissingly so, by the administration, is that going to come as close to crashing the system as we've ever seen before, and possibly extend the crypto market in principle alone? See, these are the kinds of things that we need to sit down and have a drink and have a five-way conversation like we did down at the Bitcoin conference down in Miami, when we got to sit and talk with 5 different people bouncing different shit off of each other. So I tell you all that to tell you this: when we start the next journey, if everything happens time-wise the way that we're wanting it to, with the purchase of the motorhome, assuming that the motorhome is delivered on time, assuming that whatever procedure that I'm having, that it's either nothing or can be fixed right away. We're hitting the road in January, and we're starting in Virginia. I showed you a couple of weeks ago. We're going down to Florida, and then we're going all the way over to the desert and then up the western coast, and the plan is Alaska. And we're going to be having meetups all along the way. And the channel is going to be a crypto channel, but it's also going to be a whole lot of travel channel. But we're going to try to plan meetups all the way across the country when we go. So you guys stay in touch. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, and we'll stay in touch as best we can. I'm doing good, Irish Bob. Let's see. Thanks, NPC. Are you also working on it, Scotty? Whenever somebody typed something about Ohm, I had to put in the The Ohm t-shirt. Sorry. Doobie has a good guide on how to use DEXs. No, I don't trust wallet, not confident. But health-wise, I'm fine. It doesn't hurt anymore. It's not as swollen. They're still going to whack it out and see what's what. But again, hey, whatever the outcome is, I got no control over it. Mentally, I'm fine. Health-wise, I guess we'll see. By looking at the picture, the earliest that they could even sit down and talk about it, much less even whack it out, is December 7th. So they don't seem to be in a big hurry. A guide on how to use Uniswap. There's about 7 million videos on YouTube about it. And I don't mean that to sound shitty, but there's no sense in doing a video on it. But go to YouTube and Google it. It's not hard, I swear. I promise. And once you do one, you'll get used to the rest. You're in Klima? Very cool, very cool. I made my money on Klima. I threw it back into Ohm. That's me. Like I said, that was when I started consolidating my positions. Yeah, I've heard about Lobi. And that's what to me is so funny, is that Congress is focusing on stable coins when there's 70 Ohm forks that come out every single day, seemingly. That's how you know they're not for real coming after it. They're coming after they're coming after something that they're not going to be able to do much to. No, I won't be able to do Canada with the vaccine mandate. We're going to take the ferry around it, and not you specifically, not you at all, as a matter of fact, but flip off Canada and their vaccine mandate. I'll pay the extra on the ferry instead of being a lab experiment, but that's me. If you like the vax and you want the vax, then get the vax, no problem. Imitation is the best form of flattery. It's also, if the only reason that you're buying anything is that it's a fork of something else that you like, I hope that you're playing the right game and that you're in and you're out as quick as possible. Especially if it's an Ohm fork. Like I said, now that there's like 70 coming out a day. I will never give up on Stinky Leaky. Hey, and that's fine. Hey, if you bought it under $1, you don't mind where it's at now. It would have been nice if the staking was out already, wouldn't it? I'm never getting that jag. Oh, the jab? Yeah. I'm not. But again, if it makes you feel better, you should. Has the game started yet? Let's see if the game started yet. Oh, so anyway. Let me come back over here and finish the sentence where I was in. I'm all over the place. But make your list of the things that you want to happen to get ready for the next bull run. Get ready for the next bull run. But this one ain't over yet. But just be prepared. Be safe. That's all I was saying, not financial advice. Do we have a score yet? Or has it started yet? Oh, I can't watch it with the VPN on. All right. Well, I reckon it's almost time to go, but let's see what you guys are talking about. Oh, I didn't finish my sentence yet again. Or did I? But yeah, for me, blah, blah, blah. When I first got into crypto, I believed in the principle, but I didn't think we were there. There's a lot of people that think we're there. But I think that this administration is hastening that arrival. Oh, I didn't. But, and maybe that's why they're wanting to control it so much, is because they know what's going on in the real world and they know that that's a viable option. And maybe they want to shut that option down. That makes sense to me. I won't comment on that. Oh, and then I'm going to end on this. Certainly do not do anything if you can't. There is a young lady, very, very sweet young lady, who is dealing with lupus and cancer, and poor thing does chemo a couple of times a week. She's just the absolute sweetheart. And if you can, without hurting, obviously, instead of doing any tips or anything towards this channel, I would ask for any contributions not to come to this channel, but you would send them instead to her to help her get this surgery. She's a really sweet gal. Really sweet gal. But other than that, I think I'm just drifting. That other stream getting cut out, I think, threw me off my game. But we got 23 people here now. So it's a party. 7-6 Raiders. Well, I tell you what. This is empty. This is empty. I'm going to go fix this. If you guys want to talk about altcoins and take a look at stuff when I come back, y'all write either yes or no. Either, yeah, let's do altcoins, or hey, have a good day, I'm outie. And let me know. When I get back, we'll either say goodbye or we'll look at some altcoins, all right? Be right back. Little crown. All right, well, If y'all want to talk a little altcoin, let's talk a little altcoin. What would y'all like to talk about? Let me get rid of some of this. Excuse me. Yeah, we could do a little Q&A. Yeah, I'm doing a little crown for me. With Luxo, they announced that there was going to be a delay in the mainnet. And a lot of people bailed. I mean, it's not real complicated. That's what happened. Hanashke protocol? Or handshake? I like handshake. I closed out of my position on it, though. A few months ago. I like handshake. I hate their wallet. I hate their wallet. Yeah, it's closing in. It's closing up on where I sold it, but I just felt like I was too. I felt like I was too out of control and all over the place. But again, that's me. That's why I got out of it. Well, actually, that was part of my experiment back in. That was part of my experiment back in July when I went deep into Ohm. Yeah, and it is important, and the thing is, and for everybody, again, when it is over, if you remember last time, and in retrospect, looking back, we went, oh, we were already in the bull market then, but we're like the people that write, it's complicated in a relationship status update because we're wanting something to happen, so we can't even say that, okay, yeah, I'm single. They go, oh, it's complicated. No, it's not. If you write it, it's you're single. But we during the last bear market, man, there were people 5 months into it going, when is this gonna? Chinese New Year. Oh, that's why the markets are down. And it's the whatever. Yeah, that's why the markets are down. But in retrospect, we look back and that's where the market was over. So by the time that the market is over, we won't be aware of it for a little bit. Which is why even the good projects, people go, oh, well, we've got all the big money into the game now. We've got that industrial funds that we wanted. The market's still going to retrace. Oh, well, this is critical to this. The market's still going to retrace. So the good thing is we know a lot of the really good projects. And so if you decided to exit and stable up or to do whatever, we know the good projects that, hey, when this is over, we go back into them. Not financial advice. And see, I never got into Mana. Mana, that's the little universe world, right? What is it? Decentraland? Yeah. I tried to go in and play that game. I didn't like it. And so for me, I went, yeah, I don't get it. I don't see how this is going to catch on, but who knows, right? Yeah, I grabbed it. It dumped down 2 consecutive days last week on AROM. I got one of those days. I was fortunate. I missed the other one. My favorite buy in the top 10 or 20. At its current price, or let me ask you, and I'll come back to your question, MPC. Your question, is it as a project, or are you asking what's your favorite buy at the current price? Let me get some specificity on that, and I'll come back to your question. About ownership of TLDs, that's where the money is, also key to sovereignty. What? I can gift you Scotty P, then no more Simber. What? This is why the bull market is not ending. Okay. Too many no coiners messaging about Mana. Isn't that what they said? How you know that the bull run is over when your taxi driver is talking to you about Bitcoin? Favorite buy today. Favorite buy today. So project and favorite price. So you want one of each? Ugh, geez, I don't know. In the top what? In the top 10 or the top 20? Okay, thank you. My favorite buy in the top 20 based on the project itself is Ethereum. And my favorite buy in the top 10 or 20 as related to price for the remainder of this run. Either Bitcoin or ETH, they're going to go hand in hand anyway. And the rest of the market, rest of that top 10 or 20 will too, for the most part, in my opinion. Yeah, hey, Michael Fox Salad. Did I answer your question? Sand went from, yeah, there's a lot of people talking about sand. And JK. Oh, somebody mentioned about something butterflies. Redacted butterflies last stream, and I'll be damned if redacted butterflies didn't come across my news feed like within 3 days from it. I still don't think it's going to matter when Bitcoin goes down. I think it's taking the whole market down. I don't think that this is going to be any different than any other year in the 4-year cycle. My opinion. You are not a pain. Not Dot. No, I love Dot. It's like my third, let me not lie. It's my number 4 holding, and I absolutely love it. Now, as far as buying, because you asked me specific about price. Well, you asked me head to head. I picked ETH, and mainly because there's more on ETH. The reason that I loaded up on Polkadot at $3 is because I wasn't around when Bitcoin started, and I wasn't around when Ethereum started. I wanted one of those type projects to be one. I wanted one of those kind of projects that I could say I've been in since day one. So I love the project, and price-wise, I loved it a lot more at $3 than I do at 40. I have no idea where it's going to come down to during the bear cycle. Got to have that. Yeah, but again, when you buy your link at 40 cents, it's hard to love it at $28. Yeah, redacted butterflies. That was it. Yeah, okay, it was you for the redacted butterfly. But yeah, it came across my computer screen. Super smart early like me. I missed ETH and Bitcoin too. Yeah, and that's why I went in hard on Bitcoin on DOT when it first came out. So just so I can say I've been here since day one. And JK, was it you that gave me Quanx? QANX a couple of weeks ago during a stream also? See, when y'all have different screen names and different on different platforms, I get you mixed up. Well, I lost it. Where was it? QANX? I want to say that it was mentioned like within the last month. I want to say 3 weeks ago. So, if that was you, good call, good luck, man. Good luck, good call. And then, like I said, I did parachain stuff. I took profits, and I just recently unlocked another allotment, and I'm going to take profits there. And then the rest that I'm holding and just staking all the way through the bear market, and we'll pick it up on the other side. Even though technically, yeah, you're going to be getting staking gains. Technically, you could get more by selling closer to the top and buying closer to the bottom. I don't think it's going to come down to $3 again. Yeah, So what if you miss one? There's another one coming. Oh, Moonbeam did win a slot? Oh, just kidding? Or they did win a slot. If they did, yay! Do you think Link and Dot are long-term holds? In my opinion, yeah, I don't do financial advice. Link has come a long way. Yeah, it was you. Good job. Good call. Link has come a long way, and when it does correct, it's going to make a pretty big correction. It's going to make a pretty big correction. All right. Way to go, Moonbeam. All righty. Well. Now on the top 20, I'm saying on the second page, what's your favorite? Oh wait, we didn't do the first page. We just did first 100. There's Immutable X. Well, you know my favorite in the top 50. Well, on the first page is Olympus. That's my favorite. And I've seen a lot of people do that talk about Matus too. First two, only ones I locked in Dot. Yay. Oh, you want me to stay? How many we got? But we've drifted down to 12. All right. I think I'm gonna boogie, guys. Like I said, we lost about half the people there, and I'm kind of drifting. Like I said, I got off on a bad foot when my stream got kicked out, but I wonder, can I still stake Dot for the parachain? No. You mean Dot that you have locked up in staking, can you dedicate that towards a parachain auction? If that's your question, the answer is no, you cannot. Yeah, you got to unlock them to do it. And again, unlocking takes 28 days. So, again, one of the things in taking precaution, if you do think that the bear market is anytime in the next 120 days, maybe you start taking those precautions. I didn't say steps, but maybe you start looking at your exit plan. At least get your exit plan together, so that you can activate it when you're ready. All righty? So I'm going to go watch these stupid Cowboys. You guys have an absolutely wonderful rest of your Thanksgiving. Thanks for popping in. And I'll unlock the other one that they booted me out for, the intro. But appreciate all you guys coming in today. Muchos tacos, lollipops, rainbows, unicorns, and all those good things to you and people that you love. And we will talk to you next time. Vaya con huevos.